Recently, there's been multiple reports that San Francisco is looking to trade down from their 11th overall pick. So unsurprisingly, people have been speculating who they're actually looking to pick up in this draft. To me, if they do trade down, the choice is obvious. I believe they're going to pick up Derrick Harmon out of Oregon. When you look at one of San Francisco's biggest mistakes in Kyle Shanahan's tenure, for instance, it was moving off another Oregon defensive tackle in Deforest Buckner, trading him to the Colts. And to this day, he's extremely active, and I don't think San Francisco has replaced him yet. But by selecting Harmon, they may be able to. Right now, Harmon is projected to be a late first round pick or maybe an early second round pick, so it would make sense if San Francisco traded back to get him. So in this video, I want to break down the player that is Derrick Harmon to really see what he would offer San Francisco. We were first introduced to Harmon at Loyola High School in Detroit, Michigan, and after his senior season, he was ranked a 3-star recruit, and according to 24/7 Sports, he had offers from Michigan State, Alabama A&M, Alabama State, Ball State, and Central Michigan. Ultimately, he did decide to enroll at Michigan State. As a freshman in 2021, he redshirted, but in 2022, he played in all 12 games with 5 starts, having 30 tackles, 3 tackles for loss, and 2 sacks with the pass broken up that season. The following year in 2023, as a redshirt sophomore for Michigan, he continued his upward trajectory, playing in 12 games with 10 starts, registering 40 tackles, 3.5 tackles for loss, 1.5 sacks, a pass broken up, and a forced fumble. His true breakout year, though, it came last year in 2024 when he decided to transfer to Oregon, and he was able to finally put together his power, size, and athleticism with technique. This year, he was a second-team Associated Press All-American, third-team All-Big Ten Conference. He played in 14 games with 13 starts, had 45 tackles, 10.5 tackles for loss, with 5 sacks, 4 passes broken up, and 2 forced fumbles. And at the Combine, Harmon is the exact athlete San Francisco wants out of a defensive tackle. He comes in at 6'4.5", weighing 313 pounds, and his arm length is the same as DeForest Buckner's, coming in at 34 3/8. Which is the 95th percentile of all defensive tackles. And he's actually faster than Buckner, running his 40-yard dash in 4.95 seconds and his 10-yard split in 1.74. While these stats and combine numbers tell part of Harmon's story, I don't believe they tell all of it. When you turn on his game film, for instance, I believe he has a disproportionate impact and a much bigger impact than those numbers suggest. One of my favorite things to watch him do, for instance, is take on double teams, which often keeps his linebackers free and allows them to make plays. There's also plenty times on tape when the offense does account for Harmon, sends a double team after him, but he successfully splits the double team down the middle and still makes a tackle for loss on the running back. And when accounted for with just one offensive lineman, he does a good job of stacking him up at the line of scrimmage, extending his long arms, shedding the block, and then getting the tackle on the back. This strength also carries over to his pass rush, where he's successfully able to consistently collapse the pocket thanks to his bull rush move. His power is just often too much for offensive linemen to handle. To go along with this, Harmon has one of the most explosive first steps of any defensive tackle in this class, which would help him in San Francisco's wide 9 system that prioritizes a defensive lineman's ability to get into the backfield. And while not the most refined pass rusher, he showed development from his Michigan days to Oregon, and he has a really nice bull rush, as I was mentioning, as well as a rip and swim move. But he's not a complete player just yet, as he needs to do a better job of keeping his hands active throughout the rep, and if his initial pass rush move doesn't work, he really doesn't do a great job of finding a counter one. Still though, when I look at Harmon, I see a day 1 starter for a defensive tackle, and if San Francisco does trade back and select him, not only would they get Harmon, but a lot more picks in this draft as well, really helping to re-solidify their team make another Super Bowl push. And even if the 49ers don't trade back in this draft, don't be surprised if they select him with the 11th overall pick. That's how much I think John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan like him. But these are just my thoughts about the reports that San Francisco is looking to trade down in the first round of the 2025 NFL draft, and I'd like to hear your thoughts down below, who you think they're looking to select if they trade down, and what you would think if they selected Derrick Harmon. It would also mean a ton to me if you could like and subscribe, and on draft day, I will be covering each pick they pick up, as well as any undrafted free agents they sign. So make sure to keep an eye out for those videos, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.